So exactly 13 months ago, I was in Hawaii on spring break, making this extremely elaborate college decision video that I thought was the biggest decision of my life. And now it's 13 months later, and I realize that this decision means absolutely nothing. This 2-hour edit that I put together just to announce that I was going to Fordham means absolutely nothing. This is the biggest decision of my life.
Too many thoughts on my mind, I can't sleep at night, so I just keep writing. I don't need no help, I don't need opinions, so don't waste my time then. I just been living online, my city don't show me no love, and that's fine. Fuck local radio stations, I got more plays than all of these rappers combined.
My name is Blake Wynn, and I'm a 19-year-old entrepreneur from Las Vegas, Nevada. In high school, the internet knew me as a fashion YouTuber by the name of Just Wynn. In those 3 years, I was able to tour the world meeting supporters and start an e-commerce site that became part of the top 1%. However, like any entrepreneur, there never comes a point where being content is an option. So, as my online presence grew and allowed me to enter the room and become friends with some of the world's most talented athletes and celebrities, I realized what the next chapter of my life would entail. In September of 2018, I became the youngest CEO of a sports agency in the world. And now I have dropped out of college to continue to chase the dream of building a legacy that will last forever.
Yeah, so you'll find what you're looking for when you stop looking. All of your exes with lessons in. We'll talk about them.
So as you can tell by the title of this video and the intro to the video as well, I've dropped out of school. It was always something I considered because I was in college getting a business degree in entrepreneurship, which is kind of an oxymoron in and of itself. I was getting a degree so that way I'd be qualified to get a job later on in life. Yet that degree is essentially in being qualified to work for myself. That is what entrepreneurship is after all. And so it was always something I was thinking about. So second semester, this all boiled over when basically I was sitting in this lecture hall because twice per semester we had a lecture, the entire business school at Fordham, where basically someone would come in and they would talk to you about a specific topic or skill, and then in hopes that all the students would learn it. And so this topic was personal branding, and they had this woman come in, and I do not remember her name, and she had less than 2,000 followers on all her social media combined, yet she was supposedly a personal branding expert. And it was funny because I didn't have a lot of friends at Fordham necessarily. Like, I'm kind of a more quiet person. Like, I like to just stay focused. I have my girlfriend, I have my close circle, I have my employees, and my family, and that's really it. And so nonetheless, a lot of people still knew what I did at Fordham on YouTube. So while she's up there talking about tips to grow a personal brand, everyone's kind of staring at me, and I'm like, oh boy, this would not build a personal brand at all. Like, and I'm not knocking Fordham, it wasn't a teacher, it was someone they brought in, but I was like, if a person followed this blueprint to build a personal brand, their likelihood of success was roughly 0. And that's what I'm paying money to be taught. And that's when it really boiled over, and I was like, I do not feel like I belong here. There may be a point in my life when I decide that college is for me. Maybe there's skills I need to learn that I'm gonna go back to school to get. Maybe I'll take some online courses. Maybe I'll be like, you know what? I wanna go work for someone after all, and so let me go get a degree in something. If I do that, I'll probably go to a better school than Fordham, hopefully. Not knocking Fordham, I think that a college degree is only really worth something in this day and age if it comes from like a top 10 or 20 school in the world. If it's not one of those, then you're just in a huge lake as a little tiny fish. What I've learned in the last 8 years of being an entrepreneur is that the variables of success just can't be taught in a classroom. Sure, you can learn things like accounting and finance and all these different things you can learn in school, marketing. But you can also learn them by practicing them in the real world. And for me, that's just how I learn better. I have a very specific mindset towards entrepreneurship. And there's 2 aspects of this that I think have allowed me to be successful in the past, and hopefully they will allow me to be successful in the future. And that is, number 1, being able to take risks. I think dropping out of college is a risk. I think starting a YouTube channel when you're a 16-year-old going through puberty in high school is a risk. I don't know why I threw puberty in the mix, like that doesn't really affect anything, but. And starting a YouTube channel is hard when you know your friends are gonna judge you and everything like that. Starting an eBay business at age 11 wasn't easy. It was a risk. Everything that I've done in my life is a risk. However, it's worked so far. So the number 1 thing that I say I have been willing to do so far is I've been willing to take risks. The number 2 aspect of that is reward. When you take a risk, if it pays off, what do you do with that reward? Because what you do with that reward is very different for everybody, and this is where really being an entrepreneur comes in. A lot of people would take the money and walk away. call it quits, retire, or blow it. I don't know. For most people, money is the key motivator. For me, it's legacy. I really want to be able to build something that my kids can have, my grandkids can have, that will live on longer than me, that will provide many people with jobs, with opportunities. And so the second aspect of that is reward management. So if you take a risk and you get a reward from it, what do you do with that reward? Do you take it and call it quits and cash out, or do you take it and then take another risk on top of that? A calculated risk. Don't just be stupid about it, but a calculated risk. And so that's what I've done.
Too many thoughts on my mind, I can't sleep at night, so I just keep writing. I don't need no help, I don't need opinions, so don't waste my time then. I just been living online, my city don't show me no love, and that's fine.